At Great Ballard, we want to do something different. We don't just want to have excellent results, although of course that's really important. It's the currency of the world. What we actually want is for our students to have really, really good resilience, independence, and excellent mental health. We look at the empirical evidence and we plan our curriculum around that.
So we drew really heavily on the work of people like Dr. James Mannion, whose longitudinal study showed the impact that a really, really good learning to learn syllabus can have on student outcomes. And from that, we created 2 bespoke subjects that suit everything we're trying to do at Great Ballard. And they are mental and physical wellbeing, which we shortened to MAP, and the other subject, learning to learn. And we're not sure if the name will stay as that. We're thinking we'd quite like the students to actually name it, but because it's not really the exciting name that we would like. But the essence of what it is there for is kind of explained in its name. Our MAP syllabus breaks down into 2 areas, fitness and nutrition. When we talk about fitness, we think about the 4 H's that we try to underpin everything we do here. So heart, hand, head, health. It's mental fitness, it's physical fitness, and it's making sure that our bodies and minds are ready to take on whatever life throws at us. And that includes, of course, not just exercise and stretching and things like yoga, but also the fuel that we use in our bodies, so the nutrition side of things. The students go from learning how to cook particular meals for energy and nutrition, but also doing experiments with food. You might have seen if you come into school, one of the lessons was looking at the amount of sugar that were in different drinks and getting students to really consider what it is to make a healthy option. And our learning to learn syllabus is asking students to consider why it is that we do the things we do and how we can inculcate brilliant learning habits and do things that can really help ourselves out in the longer run beyond GCSEs. We break this down into 4 key areas. The first 2 are self-regulation and metacognition. So these are dealing with regulation on an emotional and physical level, but even down to being regulated enough to organise our bags the night before school. And metacognition, so how the brain actually works, how we remember things, why teachers might ask students to use colours to highlight things, and how we can better recall by doing things in a certain way. And the next 2 things we look at are oracy and enterprise, and these kind of interlink. So oracy, excuse the pun, speaks for itself, and we want our students to be confident speakers because we believe that this is a skill in any walk of life, from being interviewed for a job or college down to asking someone to go on a date with you. And of course enterprise is something that we rely on really heavily because we want our students to understand what it is to make money. At the end of the day, this is a necessity in life, and we feel that all of the things that come with the enterprise are really good skills for life.
Ultimately, what we want for our students is for them to be outwardly facing but forward thinking and making connections across the whole of the world, whether that be through their languages, and we run a range here. German, Spanish, French are offered as standard, but we've also got students this week learning Russian, we've got students this week going to Latin classes, but it's not just about languages, it's about things we do like forest school, so asking students to think about planning ahead, or even the enterprise that we do, so getting them to run businesses and work as part of a team. And this view here really kind of encapsulates behind me, and you can't see very well because of the sun, but if you look over there between the trees you'll see
this view across out into the English Channel, out towards the great wide world. And that's what we want from our students. We want them to be outwardly facing, forward thinking, but at the same time reflecting back on themselves about how they can be the best they can be. Like our motto, conquer yourselves, conquer anything.
Part of our curriculum is about technology. So I think we're the only school that I know of that makes technology, and in particular computer science, a core subject all the way through to year 11. We think that leaving school with an industry-related qualification will put our students ahead in any other circumstance, whether they're looking at university, college, or whether they're looking for an apprenticeship. And everything we have in here is geared to make technology enjoyable. If we have a look around this classroom, we'll see a range of things. Behind me here, we've got a 3D printer. Students are working at doing their own 3D SketchUp designs, and even down to the fact that we have our own Pac-Man machine where students and staff can come at break time and try and beat each other's scores. For us, technology goes hand in hand with those skills that are sometimes seen as softer, such as being kind, working as a team, working together.
We know that in any job, in any industry, students will benefit from being technically literate and being able to collaborate.
So here we've got in our art room a really good example of what we want to do. We want to do simple things, we want to do them really, really well. And those building blocks will give our students the ability to go on to really complex things. And you can just see by the quality of work in this art room that everything we do lends itself to that. This school was built on artists and political dissidents and poets, and we want to echo that in everything that we do.
There's so much more I could tell you about Great Ballard and our curriculum and what we do here, but I hope I've given you a small flavour of what makes us unique. If you do want to find out more, well, you know where I am. Thanks for listening.